It's interesting, isn't it, that whenever times are hard, the first thing they like to do is attack organised labour, the real representatives of the working class. Really, it's a very disingenuous attack on this council's trade unions. We're fortunate to have very, very good, by and large, industrial relations. And the majority of work done by representatives is representing their members. And it actually saves the council money in the long term. Because you're less likely to get to tribunal and have all the associated legal costs around that. So I do not accept that balancing the budget should come at the expense of attacking the trade union movement.
Absolutely. Councillor Gardner.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. The first thing I think we need to be said actually is that as a council, we've been praised again and again for our record in our stewardship of our finances and the budget, that we have very effectively managed the reduction in grants we've had from year to year, but we now do face real issues and real problems in terms of sustaining the quality and level of services that our residents expect. What this package does is continue to make sure that we're on the side of the people that are suffering most in our community. The people that are unemployed and looking for work, the people that are underemployed, the people that need new skills, the people that cannot afford their rents. If someone is in a council house, they generally, or a council flat in my ward, they're generally paying around £110 a week. If they're in a housing association or private sector place, they're paying £250 a week. For most people, that is the vast majority of their earnings when they're on either 0 hours contracts or minimum wage jobs. So I think this council has done very well, helping people get into work, helping them get into skills, and supporting people where they're in desperate needs. We even have to look next door, Mr. Mayor, on what happens in Conservative Bexley. Time and again, our officers tell us that you have taxis of people turning up from Bexley on nil recourse to public funds because the council officers there are suggesting perhaps they ought to go to Greenwich because we're a bit more human. We're a bit more sympathetic. So I think actually it would be useful, obviously it would be good if we could do more, but perhaps it would be useful for actually Councillor Drury to look at some of the record of his own councils. Now just two specific points I want to raise in relation to the opposition's amendment, and I'm pleased they put an amendment down and we've had this debate. Firstly on the tall ships race. The £1.7 million, of course, a lot of which was one-off capital amounts, which is good for the regeneration of the borough in terms of our maritime future and so forth, is in this year and last year's financial year. It's been spent. Is Councillor Drury seriously suggesting that we don't honour the contracts that were made? Is he seriously suggesting we don't pay the people? There's not, as far as I'm aware, an amount in next year's budget which we're discussing for tall ships, although there is a small amount, which he points out, of just over £100,000 earmarked for 2017. So I just don't actually think this makes financial